Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I have a review and quick tutorial on the brand new Deck of Scarlet palette. This is the box that it comes in. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of everything that it is. So the box opens up, oops, like this, and that was just the card. This was sent to me for PR in an agreement to do a video on it, so that is what I'm doing. I was super excited because I have received a Deck of Scarlet palette before and I loved it. This is a very interesting situation because it's a subscription box and it comes every other month, and I will list all of the details on it below, including pricing and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not sure because this was sent to me, but yeah, they come out with a new one every other month, and each one I believe is curated by a different beauty guru. This one is curated by Babs Beauty, someone who I'm a fan of on YouTube, and I follow her, and I actually saw her video on this way before I knew I was going to be getting the palette, and I got very excited about it because I love her and I think it's so cool that they're teaming up with beauty gurus to kind of, it's not, I don't know that they're curating it. What does it say? It says she's the artist in chief. Gorgeous jewel tone palette. So just so exciting. It says the shades are playful and just colorful enough to get you out of your comfort zone for a beautiful spring look that wows. And then the inside of the box says "You're in," very official sounding, and this is what the palette looks like. It's, well, this is the, it's in a cover, but so this is the palette, and then this is a lip pencil that comes with it too, which is really cool. So then it's just in a sleeve there. And this is the palette. This is a different design from the one that I have, so I imagine every time you get a new palette it's going to have a little bit of a different design on the front, which is really fun. It just says hot and then Deck of Scarlet here. In the back it says edition number 2. Okay, so I guess this is number 2. I thought there was a third one that I had missed in between the two that I have, but I guess this is the second one. So anyways, so every palette comes with 3 eyeshadows, 2 face products, and 2 lippy products, along with usually an extra. One time it's been, the extra has been like a lippy liner or a lip pencil or an eyeliner, something like that. There's always a little extra that comes with it too. And there's also a mirror with the palette, which is super nice. And then these 2 compartments are separate, which is so nice, so that when you're using the powder products, you don't risk getting powder in the lippy products, which is really frustrating. And you know, when you're using the lippy products, you don't have the powder ones open either. So it's just really nice design the way that they did that. You do obviously need to use a lip brush. These are very pigmented lip products, so I wouldn't recommend using your finger. If it was just like a gloss, I would say you can use your finger, but these are so intensely pigmented that you need to use a brush to get the full pigmentation. So the 3 eyeshadows we have on top, I will quickly swatch them for you. We have Peachy Keen, which is a shimmery peachy pink shade. Making Mauves is a matte dark mauve, and then Sophia is a bright beautiful purple. Sort of has a satin finish. I thought the purple was matte at first because it looks pretty matte, but when you look closely there's a little bit of sheen to it. I don't think it really shows up on the eyes though as a sheen at all. So here are these. Look at those mattes. I mean, the shimmer one is swatching really pretty. It just kind of blends in with my skin, so you can't see it. But the mattes, look at that. So beautiful, so smooth. That's what I love about them. They're very smooth. So, I love the eyeshadows. And like I said, I do have a tutorial at the end of this video where I create the look on my eyes right now. If you want to see that, just wait till the end. Then we have the 2 face products. Now, I would like to note that these are a little bit less soft than the eyeshadows. They are a little bit harder, not as creamy, and not as intensely pigmented, but I think that that makes sense because you don't want the same amount of pigmentation in an eyeshadow that you want on your face. When you're putting a blush or a highlighter on, you want a sheer wash of color. You don't want an intense spot. You know, you don't want it to be necessarily opaque, but you want it to be colorful, and you of course want it to blend out really well, which these do. Again, I am wearing both of these shades on my face today. So the highlighter is called Gilded. Really pretty warm gold, and then Bobby is the blush, which is just such like my color. I love that kind of color. So it's, the pigmentation is good. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not as creamy and soft as the eyeshadows, but it's really, really good. So there's the highlighter again, it's not showing up on my skin, and there's the blush. So you can see it's still good, smooth pigmentation. It's just a little bit more sheer. Makes sense. And even though the face products are more sheer, I would like to point out that you can use this entire thing as an eyeshadow palette. So just don't forget that you could, which I did today, use this one as an eyeshadow, this one as like inner corner highlight, brow bone highlight, whatever you want, just to kind of increase the number of looks that you can get with this palette. And for the lip products, I'm going to insert swatches because these are very gooey and I don't really want to stick my fingers in them any more than I have to. So I will insert some swatches that I took, and of course you will see me applying them on my lips at the end of the video. So we have Plump, which is this really pretty purpley pink shade, and that is what I'm wearing right now. And it actually looks kind of different on my lips than in the pan. My lips have a darker pigmentation naturally, so I think that's why it looks a little bit darker, more purple than it does in the pan, but I really like it. And then, I mean, I really like it. Like, I love this shade a lot. And then Brownies is this sort of brown mauve shade. And when I tried this one on, I found that this is pretty much the exact same shade as the Lippy Pencil, which I will talk about now, or Lippy Crayon, I think it's called. Yeah, so this is the One Stroke Graphic Lip Crayon. I believe the shade is Mia or MIA. And this is what it looks like. So it's kind of got a rounded tip there, and it's very smooth, very creamy, just glides right on. The pigmentation is really great. This layers on itself very, very well. The only thing I noticed is that this product and the Lippy products in the pans don't mix together real well, and I think part of that is because this is so smooth and creamy that when you try to put something else on with a brush, it wipes away this product that's already on there just because of the nature of the product. So I don't feel like they blend together super well, but on their own they're really beautiful. And like I mentioned in my tutorial, I do feel like it's nice to have this color separate so you can just kind of throw it in your bag. If you have your eye look done and you're wearing this color for your whole day, you don't have to bring the whole palette with you, and then you also have the colors in the palette to go if you're just traveling or whatever, if you bring the whole palette with you. Okay, so as you can tell, I'm very excited about this palette. I'm really enjoying it so far. If you want to see the products in action and you want to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I already have my foundation done. I have foundation, powder, contour, and my brows done. I'm going to start by priming my eyes with my Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. Okay, now that the eyes are primed, I'm going to go in with this shade Peachy Keen right here. Oh my gosh, these shades are so beautiful. I'm so excited. I've swatched them, but I haven't actually put them on my face yet, so I'm just so excited. This beautiful Peachy Keen shade. This is a really pretty peachy pink. It's peachy, but it's got a lot of pink to it also, which goes, I imagine, will go well with the other purpley shades in here too. Okay, that's pretty. I don't feel like the color is packing on as much as I want it to, so I'm going to try a different brush. This first brush that I tried is just the e.l.f. Eyeshadow C brush. I'm going to try the number 106 from Sonia Kashuk. It's still not the most intense pigmentation. I have to really apply and reapply a lot to get it on there, but it's such a pretty color. I think because I'm picking up more product on my brush, I'm getting a little bit of fallout too, but it's okay. Fallout doesn't bother me very much. Now I'm going to take Making Mauves, which is a matte shade. I find it kind of interesting that these ones, I guess this one maybe is a little bit of a satin, the Sophia shade. It's a little bit of a satin finish, but it's not shimmery. I find it interesting that there's only one shimmer in here, but we are gonna see what kind of look I can come up with this. I'm very excited, and from swatching this matte shade, it's so creamy. I hope that it applies as creamy and pigmented as it did swatching. Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. And that's blending out really nicely. I didn't put any powder, I didn't set my eyeshadow base just because I wanted to see how these shadows would blend, and so far so good. Actually, you guys, I just realized I do have mascara on because I had a midwife appointment earlier today, so like I did my foundation and my mascara and my brows for that. I didn't put any eyeshadow on, so if you're like, your eyes look different, I do have a little bit of mascara on. and they stuck me in both arms. So my arms are kind of sore. They'll probably be worse tomorrow, but I got blood drawn in this one, and then I got a Tdap shot in this one. Yay. All right, I'm really liking that, how everything's blended. Let me just do a little bit more. All right, I'm really loving this eye look. I feel like this beautiful mauve shade blended out so nicely, and it was like the pigmentation was there when I first dotted it on. You could see it was very intense, but then it blended out really nicely, which is exactly what I want in a shade like this, in any eyeshadow, really. I want it to blend out, but I want it to be pigmented too if I want it to be. You know what I mean? Okay, so I just can't help but look at this palette and see this as an eyeshadow. I'm gonna try it as a blush as well, but I really want to incorporate it into my eye look. So I think I'm gonna do that. Now, I did notice when swatching that both of these shades were less creamy than the eyeshadows, which makes sense because they're face products. They're not gonna go on as thickly pigmented, as, you know, opaque as you would want an eyeshadow to go on. You definitely, you know, for a highlighter and a blush, you want them to be like a lighter, sheer wash of color as opposed to the eyeshadows that you want to be more intense. So it makes sense. So just keeping that in mind, I am going to try using the shade Bob D and just kind of incorporate it into my eye look. There, I love how that just brightens it up and makes it a little more pink. I am gonna go in with a nude matte shadow in just a second and kind of blend everything out a little bit more. But first, I have to try this bright purple shade. I've been really into bright shades lately. I'm gonna try this on my lower lash line. I feel like that is just such a summery look to have a bright pop of color on the lower lash line, and this purple is perfect for that. So here goes. Oh, this color is so pretty and intense. It looks to me like a matte shade on my eyes, but like I said, it looks like satin in the pan, but it just seems to be coming off as more of a matte on my eyes. Let me know what you think. And then I was able to blend it up into the inner corners. I didn't place any shadow directly on there, but I was able to blend it up. So this one does blend very nicely as well. Now I'm just gonna take a matte neutral shade and kind of blend everything out. I'm going to brighten up my lower lash line with it because I feel like it needs it. And so, I mean, I guess you could say that that's something that's missing in this palette, but honestly, with these palettes, you get them every other month, and so I think, personally, I would prefer to get a palette that has really fun, different shades. It's going to encourage my creativity every other month rather than getting like a basic palette. You know what I mean? I mean, I think we all have basic palettes, or at least we all know what basic palettes we can get if that's what we want in our collection. But it's fun to have something that gets you outside of the box a little bit. So I don't mind having to take a matte shade from a different palette. All right, I want a little bit more purple, I think, on the top, so I'm going to start by lining just the outer part of my eye with this purple and see how that looks. Okay, so I did end up lining most of my upper lash line with that, and now I'm just blending that purple, taking a teeny bit more and blending it right on the outer corner. I love this purple shade. It's so pretty. And for a matte, oh my goodness. It's awesome. Now I'm going to apply a little bit more of the Peachy Keen shade just to brighten that up again. And that is layering and blending very well. Then I'm just going to line my waterline with this Lorac eyeliner that I've been loving. My eyes are so dry, you guys. Oh, allergy season sucks. Usually over by now too, but not over for me. Then for bottom lashes, I'm just going to use my e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Lash Tint Mascara. And then since, like I said, I already have mascara on, my favorite mascara for layering on top of mascara or like adding another layer of mascara is this Arbonne mascara. For whatever reason, this just layers really well. Okay, now I'm super excited to try this blush. Again, this is the shade Bobdi, and this is the one that I put a little bit on my eyes too. Just using the e.l.f. blush brush. That is really pretty though. That's totally a color I would wear. Beautiful blush color, goes so well with all of the eyeshadow shades. Now let's try this highlighter. This is called Gilded. I really like this highlighter shade and how it looks, and I don't want to stop using it. Okay, now all we have left is lips. I'm going to start with the lip pencil that came in the Deck of Scarlet palette. This is called a one-stroke graphic lip crayon. Is MIA the name of it? It says MIA right here. I'm guessing that might be the name of it, or Mia. I don't know. I did watch Babs Beauty's video on this. She's the one that like curated it or whatever, but I don't remember what she said about the names. That is intense pigment. Awesome. Alright, so here is the look with just the lip crayon on. I really like this color. It's different. It's not really a nude. I almost thought it was going to be more like a nude. It's darker. I don't know what to call it though. I feel like this would be a really good shade for fall, but I also really just like it as it is. I'm going to try mixing in a few things. So, okay, so I'm just going to try adding a little bit of each of these, I think. I'm going to start with Brownies because this looks like the exact same shade as the lip crayon, and I just want to see if it is. They're very gooey. I want to be careful not to like bring it up so that the top of the thing hits it. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. I'm trying to apply Brownies and it's literally just wiping away the lip crayon. So I'm thinking maybe they aren't designed to go together, or they just don't go together really well. But here is what the lip crayon looks like again, and I'm just gonna take this off and try applying the other shades in the pans. All right, now this is the shade Brownies. All right, so there's Brownies. That looks very, very similar to the lip pencil. You guys let me know what you think. I feel like it's pretty much the same shade, which is interesting because I didn't feel like they blended together really well, so I'm not sure what the purpose is, unless it is to have this shade to mix with this other shade, which is called Plump. Show you right there. So let's try that. Let's try mixing a little bit of Plump in with Brownies. I don't know how I feel about these. I don't feel like they're mixing that well. You guys let me know what you think for sure, but I don't feel like Plump is, I don't know. I just don't feel like they're mixing well. It doesn't really look like a different color. It just kind of looks like two colors on top of each other, you know? So I'm gonna wipe this off and I'm gonna try putting Plump on all by itself. Oh my goodness, you guys, I think I'm in love. I love this lip color. Again, this one is called Plump. Oh my goodness, I love it. It's totally my color. I love purples. So this is my take on the lip products. I don't feel like they mix together super well, maybe just because of the shades or maybe because of the formula. However, I do feel like each color on its own is really beautiful, and I think it's really cool that it comes with a lip pencil, because that lip pencil, I can see myself doing an eye look that coordinates with that lip color, and then rather than having to throw this entire palette in my bag to touch up my lips, I can just throw in that lip color. But then if I'm, let's say, traveling for the weekend and I bring this whole palette with me, I have both of these lip options to play with. So I think that's really cool. My hand is dirty, sorry. Okay guys, so that is it for the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the review. Needless to say, I love this palette and I love the idea of this subscription service. I think this is definitely something that is worth your money, especially if you are looking to get a little bit outside of your box where makeup is concerned. I feel like each box has a different combination of colors that is going to, like I said, get you outside of your box, force you to kind of do something creative that you might normally not do. You know, it's different than your average matte palette. It's not going to be your average neutral palette. It's going to be something that's a little bit different, but really workable. And it does say here on the back that if you want more makeup artist tips, you can go to deckofscarlet.com, which I think is really cool. There are tons of tutorials too on YouTube that I've seen of other YouTubers creating looks with these palettes, so you get tons of inspiration. But I just think it's really cool to have something like this that is really affordable, that comes every other month, that helps you get outside of your box, you know, and grow your makeup collection and all that other fun stuff. So if I think of anything else to say on the Deck of Scarlet palette, I will leave it in the description box below. If you have any questions on this, let me know in the comment section. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you will subscribe for more videos. I hope you'll hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And give this video a thumbs up. That helps other people find my channel in the YouTube world. And thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye!